Today we're diving into one of the most famous short stories in Japanese literature, Ryunosuke Akutagawa's The Spider's Thread. It's a really short but incredibly powerful Buddhist parable that asks a very, very tough question. I mean, really think about that for a second. If someone has lived a life filled with cruelty, murder, theft, just horrible things, can one single tiny moment of compassion be enough to save them?
All right, so let's get right into it. Our story starts in paradise, where the Buddha is taking a peaceful, solitary stroll right along the edge of a beautiful lotus pond.
And I want you to picture this scene. It's just perfect. The lotus flowers are as white as jewels, and from their golden centers, this unbelievable sweet fragrance just fills the air. It's a place of absolute peace, just bathed in the soft morning light of the heavens.
But here's the thing. This isn't just any old pond. As the Buddha looks into its crystal clear water, he can see right through it, almost like looking through a telescope, all the way down into the very depths of hell itself.
And wow, the contrast couldn't be more extreme. Up top, you've got the sweet-smelling tranquility of paradise, but way down below, you've got the horrors of hell, a pool of blood, a terrifying mountain of needles, and a darkness that's only broken by the faint moans of the damned. And in that darkness, the Buddha's gaze lands on one guy in particular, a sinner named Kandata. Now, this was not some petty thief. He was a master criminal, a murderer, an arsonist. A man who lived a life of pure evil, and now he is paying the ultimate price. So as the Buddha is watching Kandata squirming down there with all the other sinners, he remembers something. In that entire wicked lifetime, Kandata did one and only one good thing.
So here's what happened. One day, he was walking through a forest. He saw this tiny little spider on the path, and, instinctively, he raised his foot to just squash it. But then, he stopped. He actually thought to himself, no, it's a small thing, but it's a life. It would be a waste to kill it for no reason. And in that one moment, compassion won out. He let the spider go.
Seeing this memory, the Buddha thinks that this one single act of mercy, it deserves a reward. He decides he's going to try to give Kandata a chance, just one chance, to pull himself out of the endless agony of hell.
And as if on cue, at that exact moment, the Buddha spots a spider in paradise, spinning this beautiful, shimmering silver thread, and an idea begins to form.
He gently takes this single strand of silver thread and just lowers it down. Down, 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 from the edge of the lotus pond, sending this fragile little lifeline deep into the darkness below, aiming it right for Kandata. Okay, so now let's flip the script. What's it like for Kandata? He's down there, struggling in the pool of blood. All around him is darkness, a silence that's only broken by the weak little sighs of others who are too exhausted by torture to even scream. The only thing he can see is the terrifying little glint of the mountain of needles in the distance. It is pure, absolute despair. But then, out of nowhere, he looks up, and through that suffocating darkness, he sees it, a single, gleaming silver thread just silently descending from the heavens right towards him.
And in that instant, hope just ignites. He claps his hands with joy. He doesn't think twice. He just grabs that thread with both hands and starts climbing with every ounce of strength he has. As a master thief, this is what he's good at. He's thinking, I can escape. I might even make it all the way to paradise.
But you gotta remember, the journey we're talking about is immense. It spans thousands and thousands of miles between hell and paradise. So after climbing for a while, Kandata is completely exhausted, and he has to stop for a rest. He takes a moment, glances down, and sees just how far he's come. The pool of blood and the mountain of needles, they're way down below him now, just tiny specks in the gloom. This huge wave of relief and triumph just washes over him, and for the first time in forever, he actually laughs out loud. I've done it! I've really done it! But that feeling, it doesn't last. Because as he looks further down that shimmering thread, he sees a horrifying sight, an endless line of sinners. Thousands of them, climbing up right behind him like a column of ants.
A cold fear just grips him. He looks at this delicate, thin little thread, and the panic sets in. How could something so fragile possibly hold the weight of all those people? If it breaks, he's going right back down with them. All this effort will have been for nothing.
And in that one moment, his compassion, the very thing that earned him this chance, completely vanishes. It's replaced by pure, desperate selfishness. He cups his hands to his mouth and just screams down at them. "Hey, this thread is mine! Who gave you permission to climb it? Get off! Get off now!"
And at the very instant those words leave his mouth, putsuri. That's the Japanese onomatopoeia for a delicate snap. The thread, which had held strong against his weight and the weight of thousands, suddenly broke, right at the spot where Kandata was holding on.
And that's it. It's over. He didn't stand a chance. He was just thrown into the air, spinning like a top, and he plummeted straight back down into the blackness of the pool of blood. His one and only chance was gone.
So let's pan back up to paradise. The Buddha has been standing by the pond this whole time, watching the entire drama unfold from beginning to bitter end.
And as Kandata sinks like a stone, just a look of profound sadness crosses the Buddha's face. He saw it all. He knew it wasn't the weight of the other sinners that broke the thread. No, it was the weight of Kandata's own merciless, selfish heart that snapped his only link to salvation.
The only trace that anything even happened is the short, broken spider's thread just dangling in the sky. But in paradise itself, nothing has changed. The jewel-like lotus flowers are completely untroubled. Their sweet scent still fills the air. For paradise, it's just another beautiful morning, getting close to noon.
And that's really the gut punch of the story, isn't it? It leaves us with this powerful idea. Kandata was offered a way out of a physical hell, but he could never escape the prison of himself. His heart was his real hell. And that brings the question right back to us, doesn't it? What kind of prison are we building in our own hearts every single day?